What's up, guys? This entire encounter was less than 4 or 5 minutes. We're just gonna run through the whole thing. As you can see here, I spawned right near Big Red, and I was looking for PvP, so I ran right over the trailer park. Right here, I hear some footsteps, so I'm showing this red zone. I'm gonna show this throughout the clips. It's kind of my focus where I'm hearing something, where I'm kind of being directed to, generally based on audio. So here, I throw this grenade. You know, the grenade will either push or potentially damage him, but it's more just a push, cause audio, kind of cause disruption. I run in here, I'm not getting any audio feedback, so I stop, listen, nothing, so I decide to push out. This was stupid. I somehow missed this key. It's the first time I've ever done that, but here I hear the run-in, so I go look left, because that's where it's coming from. Take this guy out, no problem, easy. Don't hear any other footsteps. I run in here. At this point, I thought maybe it was just a solo, no big deal. I hear this little thud and a little bit of noise, so I know that there's at least some other person, whether it's a scav or a player, I don't know. At this point, I'm, the red zone again, you can kind of see. That's where I'm hearing noises, hearing running. So I'm kind of taking a second here. I killed someone. There's no one else where he was, at least based on audio, so that's where my focus is. I'm playing it a little slower since there's more than one. Here, I decide I'm not getting any more audio cues, so I throw this grenade over there to see if I can cause them to run, cause them to push in, cause them to run away. So I decide just to hold this angle. I think it's a pretty solid angle. You can kind of, you have a good line of sight, you have decent cover, a nice right-hand peek, so really everything that you kind of want out of a good angle. I've got a lot of movement to the right if I need to, if they push in too hard and I get clipped hard or something like that. So here I'm not really getting any feedback anymore. It's kind of gone dark. I think maybe they ran away, maybe they're sitting there waiting, but I don't really like to wait around in one spot too long because they might decide to come at a different angle. And then here I'm starting to notice that there might be some noise, some running, and I really think that they've circled around. They're pushing behind where I was. That turns out to be wrong, as you'll see. But still, I thought I heard running and some audio markers from there. So again, I'm playing this slow because I've already killed one guy. He had the flannel on. He was a decent level at least. He looked like he had a decent kit. So if he was running with a team, they might be kitted out pretty decent. And there's no reason for me to rush this. I'm in a good location, good sight lines, good angles, lots of good cover, heavy cover, thick, like, solid metal, these barriers you can't shoot through. So here I push on over there to kind of get a peek, nothing, and then I hear some sound coming back from where I was before. So at this point, I've lost all audio cues, nothing, no running from any direction, and then I catch this little glimpse of flashlight, so I know someone's pushing in from that spot. So maybe they're just waiting there, irrelevant, but still, maybe they're just there the whole time. So I come and hold a good angle. The car is not the best cover, but then you also have the container there too. And right-hand peek, as everyone knows, is kind of the meta. You don't really stick out too much, especially relative to left-hand peek. So I'm just holding this angle. I don't hear any audio coming from my other side anymore, so I feel confident this is where I should be looking. And just to reiterate, I'm normally a very fast-paced player, but this time I happen to take it slow, and it overall rewarded me. This guy pops out. I don't really get any good hits on him. And now I fall back to what I think is at even a better angle, and he decides to keep pushing. So at this point, I was kind of, hindsight, slowing it down. I realized that I didn't get very good hits on him, but in that moment, I thought I destroyed him. So here, now I hear a bunch of footsteps coming up. So this guy comes around, he pushes me, I annihilate him. I can't believe he survived. At this point, I'm about to make a huge mistake. I have 60 round mags. I didn't use too much ammo, so I'm not forced to reload yet. They're pushing me, and I would be leaving good angles by pushing forward. So this was a critical mistake. I should not have done this. I should have played back and slow as I was doing. So here, this guy catches me as I'm sprinting. I win the gunfight. I'm pretty messed up though. This is probably my fatal mistake, is pushing into this container. That firefight was a little bit of 50-50. I had a lot of damage on me. I didn't get the cleanest hits. I don't know. I could see that have going better, of me winning that firefight too. But what I should have done is stayed out of the container. Maybe he would have pushed in it, and I would have been on the right-hand side, and then he would have to push out of the container to contest me. There's a lot of different things that I could have done in hindsight. I think some good takeaways is playing slow against the team. Overall is probably beneficial. This was an ideal location to duke it out with a team, honestly, because it's decent sight lines. It's not necessarily all close quarters, but at the same rate, there's a lot of cover that you can maneuver around and use a lot of angles. For them to push around that barricade is the perfect scenario, because they'd all have to come out of the same spot, and they'd have to come out together or fairly close to each other. For them to pinch me in, which they had enough time to do so, maybe they were a separate team too. I mean, that's a possibility, but they had enough time to pinch me in from the back corner spawn near crossroads too, which, I mean, then they would have had me much more easily. But the fact that they just kind of came pushing hard like that, more than one, they made some mistakes that I capitalized on by playing slow and holding angles. If I was running a slightly different gun, slightly different setup, I probably would have ended up killing all 4 of them. One last note, I was using the US ammo, the US 545 ammo, which has bad penetration. It has very low penetration. It does decent damage, low penetration, and it does have a significant recoil reduction. But relative to the other, I'm pretty sure it's like 25% or a 25 value according to the ammo chart. But either way, it's not really a noticeable difference. So in terms of the recoil reduction, I probably would recommend not running it if you have access to pretty much anything else. I was kind of messing around trying it out, but if I was using like BP, BT, anything like that, I'm pretty sure I would have smoked these guys a lot sooner. Hey, if you made it to the end of this video, I just want you to know that I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my content. I really hope that you're getting something out of it. Please let me know in the comments if this format, this new style that I'm trying out, is something that you're finding beneficial. Give it a like, subscribe to see more. I do plan on releasing these more frequently now. That being said, my new stream schedule is 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I may do some additional unscheduled streams a couple other nights or midday with some other games as well. But I do plan on playing Tarkov Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. So again, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.